The number one most underrated skill in poker that absolutely nobody ever speaks about is a person's relationship with money. Now, ask yourself this. What is your relationship with money? And it's not an easy question to answer. You can't just be like, great, boom. Unless you've really spent a lot of hours thinking about it, meditating on it. Because for some people, for most people, it's very complicated. You might have, in some ways, a good relationship, like you're brought up with loads of money around you, feel kind of abundant, you feel safe and secure. But then in other ways, it might be this kind of like carrot dangling over your head, like, oh, I need to prove myself to my parents or to my peers or to my social circles that I can make money. So in some ways, there's a fear-based element to that as well, because it's like, oh, I can't be that person that's made the money myself. So ask yourself this question before I speak a little bit more. Like, what is your relationship with money? When you think of money, when you think of making money, when you, especially as poker players, when you think of losing money, what does that bring up for you? Like, what emotions are coming through your body and through your psyche when you win a big score or you lose a huge amount? And really try and understand that before then trying to tackle it. Because the first step to having cultivating a good relationship with money is understanding, it's awareness, it's observation. So once you've observed that, let's say you have this, oh, I've got this fear of not proving myself to my parents. What do? You look at it, and then in meditation, and by meditation I don't mean you have to be like, you know, you don't have to be me. You don't have to be some nonsense dude sitting up a mountain with long hair. But what I mean is just in contemplation, in awareness, in thinking. Okay, so if I'm scared of not proving myself to my parents, where does that come from? And feel that, okay, so when I was younger, perhaps they didn't give me the right kind of validation unless I did well in school, or whatever it is for you. There's going to be 1,000 different variations and reasons of why that might be. But then by getting down to the root cause of it, there are a number of techniques that you can do to just really cultivate a healthier dynamic within yourself when you find the root cause. But the main thing is just to love that side of yourself. And I know that sounds hippie, but there's a lot of scientific literature that really points towards this, like this inner child self-care, the root of the trauma, the root of the conditioning. And so it's like saying, okay, I am, in this example, I am valuable. Even if I don't prove myself to my parents, I am lovable. This one's probably relatively true for me. Maybe not so much my parents, but with society in general. I am lovable even if I don't succeed. And what happens if you can really affirm that within yourself and you can really embody that understanding is that suddenly this whole trail of thought pattern just dissipates. And you no longer have this, whenever you're playing a poker hand and you're thinking, oh, I've got to really win this thing, or you're about to your final 3 tables of a tournament, you're like, oh my God, I can imagine what would happen if I win. It's no longer connected to this whole trail of disorderly insecurity. It's just what it is. You're just in the moment. You're not in the past and you're not in the future. So this is the number one thing, that if you want to be able to have that presence that you see in a lot of the top poker players, that they're just there in the moment. They're not thinking, they're not worrying, they're not fearful, they're not antsy about who they can be or what they might not be. You have to be there in the present moment. And to do that, you have to get rid of anything that's being brought up from your past. And so I'm going to be speaking about this a lot more. In fact, I'm just about to be releasing a blog, so you can sign up for that in the link in the YouTube description below, or if you're watching this on another platform, in the pinned comments. I'm going to be speaking about a lot of these different things, and also in Elite University, which is my coaching site where I teach people how to become financially independent playing poker, as well as becoming more spiritually engaged and emotionally and psychologically engaged with the game. I'm going to be speaking about these things a lot more. You can join that for absolutely free. So if you like this video, please let me know. I really like speaking about things, and I usually only do it in long form in my university lectures. But all the best, beautiful people. Peace.